and banging with the 42. The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. Paul Ferdiani and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Go into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag, so here we go. Hello and welcome everybody back to some racing here on this Sunday night in the NTRL Xfinity series as they take on the most famous quad oval, the home of NASCAR here at Charlotte. We're in store for 120 laps. That's 180 odd miles here tonight, where these drivers get to show off their skills, show off their pace, and we get to find out who is king of speed here tonight. So first things first, while we get this show underway, let's start things off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, these races wouldn't happen without some fantastic sponsors, like tonight's race sponsor, the Plus EV Racing Team. Thank you guys for jumping on in and supporting the league by sponsoring a race over on here. We also like to thank Track Bar Media, creators of that fantastic promo video, as well as JP Designs and 3D Prints. Be sure to go check them out for iRacing paint schemes, as well as button boxes with some 3D printing work done as well. You can go ahead and get in contact with them over here in the Discord, as well as a big thank you to AdminBoxx jumping on board here this season as well. Be sure to get a button box for your race control admin, so he can or she can throw a flag, whether it be a black flag, yellow flag, do wave arounds, whatever they need to do, all at the touch of a button, which is a big key here. So hopefully you go ahead and check them on out. Big thank you again as well to TrackDogsRacing.com, the premier merchandising supplier for the NTRL, where you can order hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, tumblers, anything you could possibly think of, with some fantastic stuff over there. So be sure to go check them on out, as well as SimGearCentral.com as well. Be sure to order your next button box from them today, as they've got button boxes that has all the flips, dials, switches, knobs, anything you can think of, all at the reach of your hand. So you can keep immersed in that sim, whatever you're playing, whether it's flight sim, farm sim, iRacing sim, even the Sims. Be sure to go and check them on out. And of course, big thank you to our Action Replay sponsor of Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go check them out if you're looking to maybe remodel or put an extension on your house, because they are the perfect professionals over there and do excellent work. And definitely go and help and support them. I am Alan Brown, and I know better than to play chuck-a-ball in the final remaining seconds of a football game that you could easily probably win in overtime, but no, you're gonna putz around and do some stupid stuff and end up losing on essentially a pick six. And either way, I'm joined.
You're gonna be bitter about that.
I'm gonna be. Oh, I am. Oh, he's lucky he's a decent wide receiver. Otherwise, he'd be off the team. As I'm joined by a couple of my best friends over here. I'm joined by Mr. Alan English, a proud brown bag wearing friend himself. We're here at Charlotte, though, tonight, Alan, as we got a great night race underway here for these guys.
Well, this is the NASCAR standard, right? It's the track that all other mile and a halves are measured against. It's been the home of NASCAR for a really long time. The track... in fact, our friend Richard Gray, old Michelob over there, he did have a hand in repaving this track quite a few years ago. But it's still an abrasive track. It's still a challenge. We are seeing some guys out there turn some pretty good laps out here, though. Derek Welch, Larry Dickerson, Mike Adamson, Zeth Hawley, Vincent Short. That's your top 5 practice times. Those guys were out there ripping some pretty quick laps. So hopefully we see some good consistent laps out here, because that's what it's going to take tonight. Along with a little bit of a fuel strategy to go along with the tire strategy. So it never disappoints here, Charlotte. We love it here. So can't wait to see how this one shakes out.
At that, indeed. Talking about shaking out, we got Mr. Adam Turner shaking things up down there on pit road here tonight. Adam, we come back to a great track, full of speed, full of action, which means we're possibly going to see some interesting fireworks happen down there on pit road.
I hope we can see some action. Turn 4, you're going to see a lot of fun activity. People will probably get turned, maybe get learned down there. Speaking of Richard Gray, I know he was out here in the Model T when Ford was doing his testing. He helped lay the dirt for that track at the beginning of that. So, nonetheless, 1 fast repair, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points, you're DQ'd, 18, and you will get a penalty. It's 80-something degrees on the track. It should be nice and cool.
That it should be, as we take a look at that race info around this quad oval here at Charlotte, bringing us to that weather. Beautiful night for sim racing here tonight. No crappy snowstorms or anything like that in the broadcast, so everything is looking a-okay. Down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it's all about managing the wear, and I don't mean the W-E-A-R, I'm talking about the W-H-E-R-E. Where you are on the track. We talk about it all the time here. Turn 4, man, that exit really sneaks up on you. Turn 2 is the turn you can maybe look to make some passes and really get some runs, but man, you gotta recognize where you are at this racetrack.
Yep, you said it. Sorry, I'm trying to take care of some spammers, but welcome to the spammers. Thanks for joining us tonight on the YouTube channel. Yeah, you said it right. It's all about where you're at, where your competitor's at. There is not a lot of room coming out of turn 4 here. As you head towards the quad oval area there, coming out of turn side by side with people is is extremely dangerous here, especially for the guy on the outside. I mean, we've seen so many big wrecks happen because guys are squeezing each other coming out of turn 4. And that outside wall, it comes up on you in a hurry. That's that flat quad oval portion, that first little corner there as you enter the front stretch. That wall can reach out and grab you. So, yeah, that's where not to be, is right up against that wall when that little kick out comes. It's not fun. It's going to cause some damage.
Yeah, as your tires wear, you're going to see, people not lifting at the right spot and making a little bit of overly aggressive moves right there. And we're going to see some action in turn 4. We should see some pretty good action all over. I think a lot of the drivers just love this track. It's kind of one of the favorites out there on the circuit.
And that it is, as qualifying is underway here right now. Still got about halfway to go in it, about 5 more minutes. Right now, top of that leaderboard is the 03 of Dylan Bryant, trying to pick up a win here tonight. Right now, Joe David out there on the track. Same thing with that 18 of Chris Klein.
Cubby out there dirt tracking it. 67 machine. Nathan Stanley out there getting sideways, trying to put down a hot lap. It's kind of hard to do when your tires are cold, which you have to try and do here. So first lap, just go out there, try to get them warmed up, build up a little bit of pressure in them if you can. Increase your grip level somewhat for that second and most important lap.
So that's Cubby. When you talk about Cubby, I don't know who you're talking about, because it doesn't say anything on his name that says Cubby.
Yeah, that's just what he's known as over there in NTRL. All the guys watching in NTRL land know who Cubby is.
Needs to put it on his.
Clarify it.
Need to put it on his window if we need to call him Cubby. I mean, I'll call him Cubby. I like his paint tonight. It's got a cool. Yeah, see, that makes sense. Nathan Stanley Steamer carpet cleaner. I get that. I'm learning all this stuff. You got to keep me in the loop.
Lifelong learning. That's the key to success. I don't really know what that means.
Haven't been succeeding very well.
Don't ask me.
Oh well. Yeah, none of us know what that means. Success. Come on.
Well, you've got a yacht fund. You know how.
It's a fun, but there's no yacht. I mean, everybody probably has a yacht fund somewhere.
I heard somebody say the other day that they were set for life if they got shot tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of people that are in that same boat with the yacht fund.
Oh, you can dream, right? I mean, might as well.
Double O Joe Bennett finishing up his couple laps of run there. Not quite good enough to crack that top 10, but doing okay. Still a few people not out there just yet. Looks like getting into the car at least is the 8 of Brandon Coleman, but yet to head on out to the track. Same thing with that double nickel of Tom Barish. Tom Barish leaving the pit lane here.
The Numb Thumbs Gaming Machine. Numb Thumbs Gaming Toyota. Do have a little bit of extra time to qualify in this league. However, you're cutting it pretty close when you're coming out here with 2 minutes to go.
Well, and why are you doing that? Are you just kind of seeing what everybody else puts down, or are you just kind of getting back to your chair last minute?
It could be those things, or it could be, I don't really care about qualifying. Let me just go out here and just ride around the track and get a feel for it. See if I can lay down a consistent lap time, but it's hard to do on cold tires. I don't really see, because it's fixed setup, right? Do they have the same setup for racing as they have for qualifying?
I don't know.
It
seems like you would.
So you can't even change the tire pressure, boost the tire pressure up just a little bit to get a better qualifying lap. I guess this is something that I should know, but.
Well, I mean, you are the main analyst. That's your title.
No. No, this is a
lead
shared-
analyst.
Shared responsibility.
No, I'm the dumb
If I
guy
go
in
down, we all
pit
go
road.
down.
No, it's on you.
I don't know about being a Maine analyst. I'm a New Hampshire analyst.
Yeah. I'm the
Well,
Louisiana analyst.
You're the main play-by-play and leader of the ship. English is the lead analyst. Yeah.
Analyst.
The dumb guy in pit road that, doesn't know anything. So
Sorry
that's
if my
how this is working.
microphone's picking up crazy stuff. I think some hillbilly's riding a 3-wheeler up and down the street with an open header on it. So if you hear a little go by, that's what it is.
Oh, cool. I love Louisiana hillbillies.
Oh, YouTube chat's already firing up out there. We got Stub Nation out there representing. Jessica Stubblefield saying, "Happy Sunday, guys." Pulling for Stub Nation, Team APX. Jennifer Ray is here as well. Wade's World 92 saying, "Let's go, Mike Adamson." Mike Adamson's got a fan out there. Lauren Stubblefield here as well. Stub Nation, Rebecca Smith. Also, Jessica Stubblefield says, "Zuckerberg's on their side, Turner." Zuckerberg's on their side.
Well, we try to get me going on Zuckerberg already. Zuckerberg. You know what I think about him. We'll talk about him throughout the race because I have a few things I'd like to get off my chest. But in the meanwhile,
your soapbox was thrown away. I think it's missing. I don't think the crew loaded it into the trailer when they brought it here to Charlotte.
I'm sure Brown wishes it wasn't here. But Brown, go ahead. Let's start this puppy.
Indeed, as these drivers all start gridding on up here, let's tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. Starting us off with that 03 of Dylan Bryant up there on the front row. We're going to have the 69 of Larry Dickerson starting right next to him on the outside there. 15 Vince Short having a pretty good starting spot as well up there in third. The 18 of Chris Klein going to start tonight in fourth. The 48 of Zeth Hawley will start here in fifth with that 051 of Kevin Haas. He's having a good starting spot there in sixth. Seventh, we got the 42 Kevin Winker. We got the 26 of David E. Brown as well, starting up here on his outside in eighth. 79 of Stubbs, Timothy Stubblefield, starting here in ninth with 751 of Mike Adamson, rounding out your top 10.
See, Joe David in the 9 Mustang there is going to start right there in 11th place. Outside row 6 is going to be the 747 Toyota of Albert Anderson, America's driver. 31 of Scott Milner in 13th place. 4 of Anthony Williams making up row number 7 there. Row number 8 is going to be the 00 of Joe Bennett and the double nickel of Tom Barish. Row number 9 is going to be the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani and Cubby. Nathan Stanley in the 67. Rounding out your top 20 here and completing row number 10 is going to be the 1 of Derek Welch and the 86 of Kyle Hess.
19 Justin Lawson. What happened?
I was just going to say, I think Kyle Hess is going to be race control, but
okay.
I don't know for sure.
We'll act like he's not because I'm just reading, like Ron Burgundy. 21st for Justin Lawson. 23, Mark Collins will start 22nd. Number 8, Brandon Coleman, 23rd. 13, Paul Durkee. He'll start 24th. Isn't he a New England guy, too? He's probably not happy about what happened with the Patriots. Number 5, Jason Kraft starts 26th, and Michael Cole 25th. It makes no sense why it's written that way on my screen, but there it is.
Well, as a Cowboys fan, you gotta feel a little bit of pain for them today because they had a close one too, and not anything they really screwed up. It's just football stuff happened.
Well,
we won't reopen those. We won't reopen those.
The Cowboys went to bed. They look like garbage against Jacksonville. I mean,
they were all offense. I mean.
Whatever.
I don't know. You can look at it a couple different ways there. It is Jacksonville, though.
Yeah.
We have a Jacksonville fan in here. I can't remember who it was.
I think it's 00 Joe.
Is it Joe Bennett? Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, either way, pace car comes on down into pit lane. So here we go for the first time here tonight. 120 laps to do, and it all starts here. Down and across the line. Green flag racing side by side we go as we send it off down into turns 1 and 2. Dylan Bryant with a good restart there, getting things up and running and out in front. The 15 of Vince Short using that bottom line momentum to squeeze past that 69 of Larry Dickerson as well. So looking pretty good up there at the front. All, for the most part, kind of single filed. We fit single filed out pretty quickly here. We still have some side-by-side, though, going on. Stubblefield kind of stuck up against that wall right now, not able to drift down the racetrack. He's now side-by-side with that 9 of Joe David. He's got 31 of Scott Milner coming on up on him here, too.
Stubbs might just be seeing how it runs up there, seeing if they're, trying to make a plan of maybe trying to rubber in a upper line there. I wouldn't panic just yet if I was him.
No, definitely cold tires you got to watch out for, and maybe even saving tires early. Bearish hit the wall a little bit in 3. Seems like he's holding on to it fine.
I mean, guys, is the outside kind of the preferred line around here, or do you still want to kind of stick down low in the turns? I'd like to chance it. I'd like to chance it and run outside for a while just to see how it runs.
I have no clue.
I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you, though, that the 69 and the 15 were side by side there behind that 03 for just a little bit, and eventually kind of figured some things on out. Vince Short still holding on to that position. Nathan Stanley in the 67 trying to get the 1 of Derek Welsh all lined up here.
Yeah, Dustin Wade out there saying he's got to pull for his VRL brothers out there, Albert Anderson being one of them. He said, how about them Bengals being down by 17 and they come back with a win? There's a couple of comebacks this weekend. What was it yesterday? The Vikings?
33-point comeback.
Oh, my God. That's got to be a record. I
That was
didn't
worse
hear if
than-
it was.
It was a record, worse than when the Oilers blew it against Buffalo in, like, what was that, 92?
92?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That was god-awful.
It was 92. I don't remember. 7-Eleven Trick joining us as well, saying good evening all. Let's go Vincent Short and Sean Reese here, of course, for Stub Nation.
Of course, Houston would still have the Oilers if it wasn't for Tennessee.
Oh, Lord. You're going to rile up all the Nashvilleites again.
I'm just...
Or Nashvillians. I don't know what they call
What do they call themselves? They're kind of uppity in Nashville these days, what I've been reading on the news.
Oh, man. And if you can't, just cut it
No, I'm
out.
just kidding. God, we're having fun. I'm just teasing.
Oh,
I know.
that's funny.
I'm totally joking.
The next time Turner heads on down there to Tennessee, he's gonna have to bring some protection with him. As we went side by side, Vince Short taking over the race lead here. The 69, Larry Dickerson, seeing an opening here as well, as he makes a move going down low on the 03. So the 03 is starting to slip back a couple spots. The 48 is Zethali isn't too far behind him here. So much for that single file racing that we were seeing here since the get-go. Really getting heated up now as these two guys go side by side down through turns 3 and 4. Again, still a long way to go here tonight, but gotta remember these laps do fly by pretty quickly here, as it's just one of those things. You kind of want to maintain your track position as much as you can. 33 Paul Ferdiani also making some moves here, kind of towards the midfield around 15th, trying to get around that double nickel of Tom Barish.
At this point, my goal right now in this race, if I was out there on the track, would just stay out there, click off laps, start thinking about what's coming up down the road, get a feel for your tires, try to calculate, what kind of fall off you're going to have when they come towards the end of that tire life, towards the end of a fuel run. So Jessica Stubblefield said it's hard being a Titan fan. Hey, you're talking to somebody that our fans wore paper bags on their heads to the game so their friends wouldn't know they were there. That's how embarrassed we were down here. Sean Reese says you better watch it there, boy.
Well, I'm going to clarify it. I mean, it's a big tourist destination now. Everybody's fancy in Nashville is what I hear. Everybody's
There's
going to
lots to
Nashville.
do. There's lots to
I've
do.
been there when I was a kid. It was cool. Went to the Grand Ole Opry
I've
and all
never
that.
been. Did
It's a
you
cool
really?
place. Yeah, I loved it. Just changed a lot, and
I
since
can't
then.
believe old Roy would let you in there with all that long hair and everything you had.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, continue to run laps here tonight. Got some good battles going on here. Not a lot of passing right now, but the 051 of Kevin Haas. He's got Chris Klein in his sights, but he's got David Brown there kind of beating on that back door of his, just trying to see what he can do to maybe make up some ground here. So far, biggest movers, I should say. 00 Joe Bennett now trying to sneak his way around the 9 of Joe David, up 6 spots. The 1 of Derek Welsh also up about 5. Paul Durkee in the 13 machine as well, up about 5.
I'll tell you what, guys, everybody's playing nice so far. Remember this for when later on in the race. I don't know, probably around lap 100, and the aggression starts kicking up a notch or two. Remember how civilized everything used to be back in the beginning stages of this race.
Well, I don't want to see civilized. I want to see some anger.
We might get some later on. It looks like everybody's being very patient right now. They don't want a caution fest. We don't want one either. We don't want to run a 120 lap race here and run 110 of them under caution. We don't want that.
Well, that's obviously not going to happen tonight. It looks like running real smooth out there.
Great job, yeah.
I think we'll see some tire where we might see a little bit of unfortunate stuff as the race wears on. But right now they're holding it together real well.
Yeah, probably give it to at least lap 25, maybe 30, 35 before we really start to see some guys struggling with some control issues out there, maybe a push condition or loose coming off. We shall see.
Speaking of which, 55, Tom Barish there snagging the outside wall coming out of 2. Getting that nice puff of smoke. I'm glad iRacing added that. That definitely
It's neat, isn't it?
It lets you know that they actually got a piece of that outside wall. You weren't imagining it.
There's no doubt now. We used to kind of speculate, well, it looks like they might have scraped the wall a little bit. Let's put a camera on the right door and see. But now we know. Thank you, Brett Winkler, for joining us once again. Or Winker, I'm sorry. Golly. I used to get on to you for doing that, Turner.
Yeah.
But, Brett Winker is here. Pulling for the 42 out there. Oh, man. I feel bad when I mess up people's names.
Reading is hard.
Yeah, it is.
747, Albert Anderson getting around the 051.
Good clean pass there on that old school Budweiser paint job. Check out the paint job on the 747. America right there, boys.
That's why he's America's driver.
Yeah, that's a cool paint, man. I love that. Jessica Stubblefield saying, they live down there, but she said, we don't even go down to downtown Nashville. There's too many drunk, quote unquote country girls down there woohooing down Broadway. I'm sure it's very kitschy and everything now. You can't just walk into, what's Willie's place down there called? Golly. He's got a place down there.
Everybody's
It's
got a
name.
place.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's been around for a long, long, long time.
Well, there's a XM radio channel, I think, called Willie's Roadhouse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
That's where I go. I listen to
it's
Willie's
the little
Roadhouse.
songwriters lounge where people used to go in there. Tootsie's. There you go. Tootsie's.
He doesn't own that, does he?
I thought he
I
did.
don't think so. Well, nonetheless, we don't know.
Fake news.
Ooh, little squeeze there between the 1 and the 4, Welch and Williams. Right in front of them, the 79 of Stubbs trying to crawl his way back up the leaderboard after experimenting on that high line here just a little bit. He's trying to get back around that 9 of Joe David side by side as they head through the quad oval here, which is actually one of the most kind of dangerous parts on the track because of how kind of it doesn't seem like it's sharp on the track map, but once when you're actually in the car, you got to put a good wheel input to it to manage your way through there.
And you got to watch that wheel input too. If you overdo it, your front end's going to start sliding, and then when it catches, what do you call that? Uh, when it busts loose on you after that, I can't remember now. Anyway, it will come around on you right there.
That it
60%
would
of the time, it will every time.
Yeah, 15 of Vince Short losing a few positions here. Back down to 5th means Larry Dickerson holding on to the lead right now. The 48 is Seth Hawley with the 26 of David E. Brown up there in the front 3 as Paul Ferdiani. Oh, we got a mix-up of traffic here. 33 getting all knotted up, being very slow. No caution, though.
Yeah, as long as they can maintain a safe speed here,
That seems
and
like
there's
there
nobody.
should be.
If there's nobody coming up behind them, iRacing's not going to throw the caution.
But there was. That's the problem with that, because there was some people coming up behind. Well, hey,
Not
still
perfect.
rolling. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's a simulation, not a game. Everybody knows that.
That should definitely been a yellow. Looking at the replay.
Yeah, the 33 getting with the 23 of Mark Collins there. People scattering all around. Ooh, my goodness.
Paul Ferdiani did come over to the radio and say, "Hey, man, sorry, that was my bad. Didn't mean to do that to you."
Yeah. It happens. It's not the first.
only
I
two
mean,
that
not the
came-
last we'll see of that, huh?
Were they the only two that had contact?
I believe so. So I mean, it wasn't terrible, but man, that could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Derek Welch was trying to avoid some of that. I don't know.
I think he had a little tap to one of his fenders.
Well, we're still racing, so
Race controllers, they need to go to the bathroom every once in a while too.
yeah. Take a break, watch the football game. That's what I do.
So it looks like Mark Collins gonna dive on down into pit lane, possibly getting some damage fixed there. Man, Stubbs, he's still trying to claw his way up through this field, trying to take on the 051 of Kevin Haas here, going side by side down across the line and into turns 1 and 2.
I love it. Don't give up. Do a little side by side out there. I like it.
There's right behind him, Joe David, too. That's a good little battle there for, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever. Good racing out there.
Albert Anderson making the pass on Vincent Short right there to take 5th position away.
The
Albert
20.
Anderson got.
Yep, go for it.
Albert Anderson got a fan out there tonight for sure. Dustin Wade out there saying #America. I love it. Let's go, Albert.
The 7 stamped, but the 26, David E. Brown. I know you're gonna absolutely love this.
It's the end of the world. He's got the wrong number.
Squeezes his way around the 48 of Seth Hawley, up 6 spots on the day into 2nd right now. Gonna try to chase down that 69 of Larry Dickerson, who's opened up a pretty good lead here, a little over a second. Of course,
There we go.
Seth Hawley, one of these guys that is joining us here tonight on the face cams.
Love the face cams, man. Getting to see these guys as equipment, so to speak. We get to see, what was it? Stubbfield's got a pretty nice racing wheel and direct drive setup. But that's the thing about iRacing. You don't have to have fancy hardware to race this thing. I started racing this thing with, real super cheap stuff, junk. But you can still get out there and compete. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
you
was last year's eNASCAR winner. He raced at his desk with a single monitor and
Logitech wheel or something.
yeah, next thing you know, he's 50 grand richer, got sponsorships.
What's something there? There's Stubbs. He's got a Fantech base. Nice. Like that.
Pretty fancy.
And guys like you saw Seth Hawley there, you could take the next step there in the immersion and go VR Oh man, that's a game changer. When you race in VR, it's hard to go back. I don't know how you feel about it there, Brown, but it's hard to go back. I couldn't really do a 2D flat screen race anymore.
It is. I would need to reconfigure my screen so they don't look like a TIE fighter anymore, and change it up to where they're flat and be back to triples. I think that's the only way I would ever go back.
Triples.
Yeah.
Adam, you tried VR for a little while. Just
It'll make you throw up.
yeah, it's just some people
Yeah.
can't get over the nausea either, like our buddy
Well,
Greg.
Well, and also my computer is from some
The Reagan administration.
it's like a Commodore 64, so it didn't really work. But I got the gist of it. And it's strange. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been behind the wheel in VR, so I had desensitized myself to it, so it really didn't bother me after a while. I bet though it's been long enough that if I got back in there today, I think I might be in trouble a little bit.
I think you'd be all right for probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour, but then after that, you'd probably be.
Oh, okay, cool.
In...
We're gonna have to do that broadcaster grudge match race.
I know. Well, we're gonna have some off time coming up here with the with the holidays and whatnot. So
maybe around New Year's or something, maybe.
Oh, a New Year's Eve. Ooh.
I don't know if I'll be
I might not be
capable
functioning enough.
Well, yeah, I might be around.
That's the point. Let the sober guy win.
No, take advantage of us. Let's see how this works.
Yeah, y'all watch for an announcement. We're gonna put something out there and do something, and we're gonna invite whoever we can to that. That ought to be fun.
All right, Kevin Haas calling out his pits.
Yeah, we are here lap 32 and running that reduced fuel load here tonight. Probably looking around, probably 40, 45 laps max to see these guys come on down into the pits. So definitely sneaking up on our first round of pit stops here. Michael Cole, one of the best presenters there in the WWE, trying to squeeze his way around, almost making contact. Doing a RKO to the 19 of Justin Lawson there.
Adam, you heard a little bit of radio traffic there, a little miscommunication on pit entry, maybe?
I don't know who's at fault. I didn't even see it, but I just heard someone called their pit out, Kevin Haas, and then somebody got angry.
Oh, I think that might have been a
guy from
Durkee.
From New England. Those guys are feisty.
That's all I'm told.
We can be a little crotchety up here. Got a massive just mob of traffic going around here, kind of in this mid to back portion of this racetrack, and people are finally kind of straightening things on out. Got people coming on down and into pit lane as well. Speaking of that, 13 of Paul Durkee, who is sim stamped the 13. So there you go, Adam.
Okay. He's got it correct? Or no?
He does. But Kevin Haas down there on pit road for quite a while now. Ooh, boy.
He's not. I don't believe he's serving a penalty.
Manually disconnected.
Ooh. Oh, he is not happy with the little conflict that happened there, I don't believe.
Apparently not.
Neff Racing saying, what's up? Thank you so much for joining us. Neff Racing. Nikki Short saying, woohoo, let's go Short for the win tonight. Jessica Stubblefield says that Fantech pedestal for that wheel there was a Christmas/birthday gift for Stubbs. Very cool.
It's not even Christmas yet. Handing out presents.
My parents would do the same thing if I, got something that was a little more expensive. Be like, hey, this is for your birthday and Christmas, so don't expect nothing too fancy for Christmas.
I didn't even get to plug in my flight sim stick. It got wrapped already, so I hope it works.
That's the 747. Albert Anderson making moves consistently here. Now catching up to the 03 of Dylan Bryant, making a big old charge here. You got Derek Welsh as well, following up and through. Derek not getting the best of qualifying runs, but starting things off strong, up 13 spots already. Same thing with that 13 of Paul Durkee, who's going to be up 12 right now. Timothy Stubblefield coming on down and into pit lane as we continue to race side by side here.
Tower operator joining us as well. Let's go 42. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Brandon Noah here as well, saying let's go number 42, Team America out there today. Are they Team America over here too?
I think so.
No, I think he's part of the Plus EV Racing.
Oh, yes. Oh, Anthony Williams coming down. So is Joe David calling it out on the radio.
Looks like 747 to Anderson as well.
Good job on pit entry. It is tough to get it down to 45 miles an hour. That's what the pit lane speed is here. It is very difficult to come out of 4 at full speed and get it down to 45. So I do expect we'll see some pit penalties for speeding on entry, but we haven't yet.
Seth Hawley's going to be coming down. He mentioned that. Good to call out your pit here, too, because you get hit from behind in no time.
Yep, that's
Winker,
right.
When Winker's calling it out, everybody looks like this is your pit cycle right around 40.
And Dickerson deciding he's going to go around at least one more time here and before making his pit stop.
We've seen Larry Dickerson really excel on these intermediate tracks. We talked to him the other day. He's looking at trying to join VRL racing as well. So we might be seeing a little bit more of Larry Dickerson and seeing him out here excelling on these intermediate mile-and-a-half type tracks that involve, they're technical tracks. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, it's you got a lot of stuff to manage, and it seems like Larry Dickerson's kind of got some of that prowess to him. Double O Joe and old man Paul Durkee. Sounds like they're coming in.
All right, Chris Klein making his round of pit stops here is Durkee as well. Ooh, getting a little tight down there on pit road, but able to get it back down. Double O Joe Bennett, Brandon Coleman all sneaking on in here.
No. Paul Durkee speeding in on entry in the 13.
Yeah, had to say something.
He got posted, so he's going to be sitting there for about an additional 40 seconds, which here, that's a whole lap.
Yeah, you get lapped doing that. That's not going to be fun. Larry Dickerson, didn't he play for the Seahawks in like 79? Sounds familiar.
Oh, that wasn't his first name. What was his?
No, that's a different. That guy played for the Rams.
Larry Dickerson?
I don't know. It just sounds like a old football name.
Eric
From the 70s.
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, I know.
He played
Different
for the
guy.
Rams, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
different guy. Different than Larry.
Well, you started this line of questioning.
I don't know why I didn't know I was going to take it any further. I had nothing after that, so I'm out.
Oh, I messed up today, guys. Trying to hang a mirror and I broke it. 7 years of bad luck. My lawyer thinks he can get me 3 to 5 though. So keep your fingers crossed.
Did you get that off like a Hee Haw episode or something?
No, I don't remember where that one came from. That was Stephen Wright. That's where that one was from. That's Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
We're just kind of mellow right now as everybody's cycled in and out. Looks like pretty much everybody. Just spread out. Looks like a Sunday afternoon drive in New Mexico.
We do have some racing here. Like we got the 23 and the 19 going side by side here. Collins and Lawson. Ferdiani not too far away in tow for that one.
Mike Adamson manually disconnected. Not sure what happened there with Mike.
It looked like he started from the pits. I don't know whether from penalty or not. Just having maybe a rough night with computer issues or what have you. But started from the pits and then it basically immediately went one lap down and just having a real issue here tonight. And I guess he's decided to have enough and calling it quits for right now. Is the 747 of Anderson, who had recently gotten around the 48 of Zeth Hawley to find his way up onto a possible podium spot right now. Now getting kind of chased back down. 4 of Anthony Williams trying to chase down that 79 of Timothy Stubblefield, who's, man, that new wheel, it's working great here. He's putting himself up into 8th pretty early on. And I know Stubbs, we don't normally see him race up at the front, but he'll be one of those guys that kind of sneaks up onto a top 10. Well, tonight he's definitely racing his way onto it.
Definitely better, stronger, and faster out there tonight. It might be a little bit of the equipment out there. We've seen some guys that were bad. You know, I mean, Truex never did a damn thing until he went and got in some good equipment over there at Gibbs.
What are you trying to say? He's bad? Listen,
no, I'm not saying
how do we know this is his first night behind the wheel of that thing? How long's he had it? Man, you guys jump to conclusions. Truex.
That's part of his job.
I would never call anybody that. That's just plain mean.
Well, now who's jumping to conclusions? Well, Dustin Wade says, I need to talk to old Stubbs and see how he convinced you to buy that for him. He says, my wife won't budge on that one.
Well, I know how to solve that problem, but you may have to get a lawyer.
Or start stuffing mason jars full of cash out in the yard or something. You can figure something out. Start skimming that change. It might take you a little while.
Real bad ideas out there tonight.
So Richard Gray is joining us out there today. Richard Gray, thank you so much for the compliment out there. We love you out there, brother. And look, Richard's one of the guys that helped repave the actual Charlotte Motor Speedway. The guy is a supervisor on a paving crew out there in Charlotte, and they repaved this track a few years ago. And you guys talking about Nashville and stuff. It turns out that Minnie Pearl is actually Richard Gray's great-grandniece. So a little bit of trivia out there for you. That's how old he is.
I was wondering where you
That's how old he is. Yeah.
Wow, that's not bad.
That one was going up and over my head. Sorry.
Well, you don't know who Minnie Pearl is.
No.
Yeah, it's a Nashville Opry kind of joke.
She died probably 15 years ago,
Yeah,
but she was old
90
then.
years old then.
Yeah.
It's Richard Gray's great-grandniece.
Yeah, we had 2 battles going on at the same time out there. The 69 of Dickerson getting around the 26 of David Brown's taking the lead back, as well as Zeth Hawley fighting his way back around that 747 of Albert Anderson here to get back up there into 3rd. So great racing had by all out here tonight, as the 23 of Collins has to defend a little bit here against the 8 of Coleman.
Yeah, thanks once again for Plus EV Racing for sponsoring tonight's race. These guys really go out there and race hard, and they enjoy helping out and helping sponsor these races. So thank y'all so much for everybody supporting, even the teams out here sponsoring races to bring it all to you guys out there, the viewers. So thank you so much, Plus EV Racing, for sponsoring tonight's race. Guys, what about JP Designs and 3D Prints? That's the title sponsor, at least for the rest of the season, as far as I know. Button boxes. What else can JP Designs do? They paint cars too, don't they? They paint cars. 3D print button boxes. I don't know if they do shifter handles and stuff too. I'm not really sure. You probably have to hit them up on Discord, huh?
Yeah, I think so, and I think I have to hit him up because I won a free paint scheme during that hashtag Jimmy Strong charity the
Did you really?
race. Yeah, I was one of the drawing. I was the first drawing winner.
Oh wow, cool.
It was all up on the up and up too. I watched them do it as the 4 of Anthony Williams tries to rejoin the track here.
No shenanigans.
Do what?
No shenanigans when you're
shenanigans.
getting drawn for the free paint scheme or anything like that.
No, not at all. As the Double O Joe Bennett machine catches up to that 4 of Anthony Williams here. You can saw there that of course, the 15 Vince Short has his face camera up and running here tonight. He's trying to stay out in front of that 18 of Chris Klein, who snuck his way around the 79 as Stubbs.
Jessica Stubblefield, speaking about Stubbs, she said Stubbs got a pretty good Christmas bonus this year, so the next couple days, Fanatec setup got delivered, so good job, man. When you do good work, sometimes you get recognized, so good job on the Christmas bonus there, buddy.
Clark Griswold had a Christmas bonus.
Yeah, the Jelly of the Month Club. But it is, what did Eddie say? It is the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
He had to kidnap his boss just to make it right. Collins is in for fresh Goodyears and fuel.
Pretty early there, but Collins also getting involved there with Ferdiani a little earlier on, so he was gonna be a little off cycle here, and coming on down for his pit stop right now is Kevin Winker trying to get back around that 19 of Justin Lawson.
These guys continuing to spread out here. The more green flag laps we see, the more spread out we see everybody. I don't see a whole lot of. You guys see any clumps of cars out here? I'm cycling through everybody. Everybody's just got as much real estate as they can run with here.
It's for the most part 1s and 2s. Really not seeing too much, as 42 is able to get around there. 03 Dylan Bryant got a little bit of a line by him here. You got the one of Derek Welsh and the double nickel kind of towards the back there as well. Larry Dickerson having a fight up here, trying to sneak around some traffic.
5 cars right now being scored 1 lap down that are fighting each other for position out there in case we get a yellow out here. Nathan Stanley, Tom Barish, Michael Cole, Paul Ferdiani, and Scott Milner all 1 lap down. So far, Scott Milner leading the lap down cars right now in 16th place. We got 15 cars on the lead lap tonight. Pretty good for a couple of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it happens when we're just when we're cycling through and having green flag stuff. They'll all get back on track at some point, I imagine.
Let's see, number 1, Mr. Bogus, Derek Welsh himself gets around the 03 of Dylan Bryant. Squeezing his way up into a top 5 spot right now, up 14 on the day, just past halfway here in this race tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Thank NTG Trucking also for being a sponsor over here at Numb Thumbs Racing League. Numb Thumbs Trucking is a virtual trucking company over there on American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2. If you like to play those, I want to say games. Sorry there, Adam. Those simulations, and you like to do it with other people, go get involved in an awesome virtual trucking company. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a good way to kill some time and hang out with some buddies. You can catch them over on what they got at Numb Thumbs Gaming's Facebook page. You go to Numb Thumbs Gaming, I think it's numbthumbsgaming.net, and find them over there on the Discord.
We're gonna have to work on your Whoever's
I
writing your spots for you, we'll work on that.
I'm not. There's nothing written. It's all off the cuff. That's probably the problem.
Might be part of the issue, but nonetheless,
Off season will work that.
yeah, we'll get this thing figured out at some point. Who's going down on the bottom of the track back there? I missed it. Yeah. Everybody's so spread out, it's kind of hard to... That was Bearish. He was just coming down for his pit. He came down a little early. Double nickel.
Paul Ferdiani announcing he's coming on down. The Gambler in the 33. He's a little bit off cycle, too.
Yeah, getting involved a little earlier on there. So just like the 23 of Mark Collins, having to make a little bit different pit stop, a little different strategy going on for those guys here. Really hoping to get a caution to catch back on up here as the 9 of Joe David's got the 42 of Kevin Winker bearing down on him here.
David E. Brown, not somebody we talk about a whole heck of a lot, but the 26 machine is currently in second place, almost a solid second behind Larry Dickerson, the driver of the 69 machine, out there kicking off some pretty quick laps. Let's see here. They're slowing down, though. They're on older tires. Guys coming out with tires here. Well, it won't be too long. We're going to see the rest of the field come down.
And the next round of pit stops, assuming we go green flag here the rest of the way, which I don't see why we wouldn't. Of course, that probably just jinxed everything. Would mean that it will be the final round of pit stops here as race and action continues from Charlotte with that 69 of Larry Dickerson securely in that lead right now. That 26 of David Brown just a little bit behind him here. Zeth Hawley has run away from Albert Anderson a bit here. Speaking of which, he's starting to maybe get a little bit of pressure put on him from that one of Derek Welsh sneaking up behind him.
Very sneaky.
There's a lot of sneaking around right now. I'm having a hard time finding where the battles are. Like you said, they're kind of almost paired up a lot of times here. And if they're together, they're not usually on the same lap, or except for Albert and Derek. That's a pretty good little matchup there.
Hey, Albert's little driver photograph there looks like coming straight from one of those nice and smooth R&B albums.
I tried to post a link to our Facebook page to the YouTube broadcast, but it shows when I pasted it shows that it's the ARCA Michigan race. So I don't know if it's something I'm doing or what.
It's the same link. It's the same link. I just I repurposed it.
Okay.
Zuckerberg got onto us. He's probably
I gotta blame
banned you.
somebody else.
Hey, look, Milner
Shadow
and
ban?
Yeah, probably. Milner and Anthony Williams, pretty good battle for 15th right there. I like that Milner paint scheme, Reese's peanut butter cups. Those are some
So
tasty
cool.
things. Oh,
Makes me hungry. Makes my mouth water when I see it.
oh, yeah.
I like them in the freezer. You gotta put them in the freezer.
I do. I agree.
I don't.
Ice cold frozen.
It does. No, not ice cold frozen. Cool. Yes.
Why?
Cool. Yes.
Okay.
So then
Even out of the fridge, they're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So then the wrapper peels away. Doesn't take any of the dang chocolate with it. Ooh, it's almost beating and banging there, getting a little squirrely down the back straight away from the 31.
I've got the solution. Just unwrap them all, put them in like an ice tray or something to keep them from sticking to each other, and put them in the freezer. Then try them.
Looks like a lot of work.
Tasty.
I like them in the Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Oh, that'll work too.
What's a
Very
Dairy Queen?
tasty. You don't have one?
Nah, I'm joking. We got some.
Oh.
We don't have many, but we have some.
Oh,
Most of them are in malls.
are they really?
Yeah.
It's like the old Orange Julius. Remember those?
And Corn Dog 7.
Remember Hickory Farms? It was always at the mall. Right this time of year, you could get the sausage and cheese, and they don't have. Do they have that anymore?
Oh,
Hickory Farms and the little strawberry candy.
I haven't
with it,
seen
you know?
one.
Well, it's a shame you don't have Dairy Queen. Try a Blizzard when you're at the mall next time, Ralph.
I don't go
Pretty
to the mall.
tasty.
I don't shop.
Oh well, if you ever go to the mall,
Ooh, 31 hard
Milner.
up into the wall.
you don't like the wall or the mall. Milner.
Big cluster of cars here. The 4, the 1, the 23, and the 747. Oh, they're trying to negotiate the 4 here, I guess. The 4 machine, Anthony Williams, running a little bit slow there. 4 machine did take tires. Let's see, back on.
Ooh, man.
A lap 39. He's one of the
31
guys running
of
on old rubber.
Milner getting out of the way of Albert Anderson there.
Yeah, he must have damaged his car. He's taking it in the pits.
There's definitely some moderately heavy right side damage there, so he's coming on in to possibly use a fast repair, get things all fixed up. In the meantime, we got a fight here between the 9 and the 00, almost going side by side. You got the
Albert Anderson.
19 of Justin Lawson having a little bit of fight there with Kevin Winker as well.
You know, there's a lot of communication between the drivers. Winker actually told him, hey, man, take me on the next turn. Albert Anderson did the same thing with the 23 Mac out there, Mark Collins. He told Mac, he's like, hey, man, when we get to the turn, he said, I'm going to go up and check up. Go ahead and take me. So a lot of great communication between rival drivers out here that are not on teams. Tell them, say, hey, man, you're faster than me. I don't want to cause an issue. Go ahead and go. A little bit of measured, measured effort out there. These guys don't want to get the aggression too hopped up just yet.
We got to have it in your back pocket. You'll be ready for
Ready.
aggression. Getting close. I mean, what, 77 or so laps into 120 lap race? Better start feeling a little bit of, pressure.
Guys like Albert Anderson on these very old tires, he is coming down to the pit lane here. So is
Nice.
Joe David in the 9.
Got some side-by-side action here between the 18 and the 03. The 18 hitting the wall or the apron just a little bit. As might as well be a wall, the way sometimes that little transition can act. And almost getting up into that 03, but the 03 hanging on to a top 5 spot right now.
Ben
lead.
Short coming down.
Lead foot Albert Anderson coming into the pits actually was able to get it slowed down and not get a speeding penalty.
That's good. I think he got him a speeding penalty the other night on something.
He's gotten a bunch here in the last
Yeah.
couple of seasons, and his daddy gets on to him. But Albert Anderson Jr., his daddy, is on YouTube and sees it. He gets on to him about it. Be easy in the pit, son.
These drivers, they just want to go fast.
I just want to go
That's
fast.
true.
That's right.
Ooh.
Jennifer
Nice.
Ray saying, Jessica, are you going to get a good Christmas gift also? Oh, it better be measured in carats, probably. If
Okay. Oh, wow.
if our old man got a Fanatec race wheel, I hope
Man.
she gets something
Is
measured in carats now.
Baby carrots or regular carrots?
I think he's talking about the
Better
diamond
be some
carrots.
kind of ancient stone.
The big carrots. Wow. Man, the blood diamonds. She don't need any of those. Those are blood diamonds.
I mean, gold is measured in carats too. I mean,
That's
something
true.
else like
I like gold. Gold is
Everybody
cool.
has their different flavor.
I like to bury it in the backyard. You never know. End times is coming. It seems like it's coming more and more every day.
You never know when the government's going to do like they did during the Depression and just put out an order. All right, everybody turn in your gold.
Bill Gates is trying to do that to us right now. He's just taking everybody's farmland and he's giving it to the Chinese. And we're having a lot of problems coming up, guys. So pay attention. I didn't vote for Bill Gates. Did you?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody voted for him. This guy thinks he runs the world. Him and Zuckerberg.
Oh,
They can
Lord.
shove it. Sorry.
Sweet. Got our final round of pit stops underway right now. Chris Klein holding that lead until he comes back down and around. Looks like Derek Welsh with a really good pit stop there. He's going to be trying to overtake some people here out in front of Albert Anderson.
So
Stub Nation right behind the 19 of Lawson, going to be fighting to get a top 10 spot back.
So, guys, 40 laps on fuel. These guys are pitting here, 82, 83, 84. If we get a green, white checker or two, or maybe more, these guys are not going to have the gas for that. They're just not. There's no way you're going to be able to check up enough, and back up your lift position enough to save that much gas.
Well, and maybe they're just banking on not having one since we haven't. But we all know that it just takes one, and then the walls can start crumbling down, right? Cautions, breed cautions, all that jazz. So far, I mean, it's the right play. I don't have to worry about fuel, as far as stretching this race. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but hey, crazier things have happened.
Well, Adam, I don't know what your work schedule and stuff is like, but Jessica Stubblefield seems to think that you might want to go over there, Nashville area. What is that called? A TED thing? You
want me to do one of my TED Talks? Yeah,
she says
can
you
do
need to
that.
come to her office and talk with her coworkers. It would be a grand day. Maybe you could do like a TED. What is
Zoom?
it called? A TED Talk?
Yeah, I do a TED Talk. Yeah. All the educated people do TED Talks. I'm pretty sure I could elaborate kind of the way things are happening if that's what she needs done. You could probably send her a PowerPoint. If I don't know what I don't guess the coworkers may not enjoy my humor, or maybe they'd love it. I don't know.
Everybody going around Mac here. Mark Collins kind of slow there on the inside. And three cars fly around him here on the outside. The 42, the 747, and the 1. Trying to sort this to see who all is racing each other for position.
That's
getting more difficult here.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
42 is a lap down according to my screen, but he did go around Albert Anderson just now, our fourth place driver.
I see.
David E. Brown continues to lead this thing after starting in 8th place. What you got there, Brown?
But he is side by side right now with the 69 Larry Dickerson, and Dickerson takes back that lead, so he's going to try to do what he's done all race long, and that's run away with this thing within these final 30 laps coming on up. He does have some traffic to kind of try to deal with here, but man, oh man, that Camaro in that 69 machine, he is looking strong here tonight.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be one of those guys to contend with here tonight. Doing a great job.
David Brown's doing a great job too. I just can't find him on the track. Where's the 26?
Well, because you got to look for the 7.
Oh, yeah. Wrong number.
I knew that was coming.
Brown.
Attention to detail, folks. Attention to detail.
But he is having a good race.
Well, Jessica says that a few of her co-workers would love it. A couple of them would find him ridiculous.
Great. Perfect.
But look.
Like to be right. You can't have everybody think like us, right? Or think like me. We got to have diversity. Everybody has their own thoughts. I don't want to control your thoughts. You don't control mine.
look, I see eye to eye with Adam on just about everything, but I still find him ridiculous. So
That's
there's
true.
that. You know,
That's true. I sometimes take it a little overboard, and probably will have a certain 3-lettered office come see me someday. Starts with a C and ends with an A.
I've got several that are probably tracking me. Some start with an A, some start with a C, some start with an F.
You don't want any of those.
As long as they don't start with a K, I'm good.
Oh man. Ooh. That Durkee's running around there on those fresh tires like he stole it.
It's same thing with Stubbs. He's trying to get back around the 19. A Lawson here, up 12 spots on the day.
See the difference there between old tires and new tires. I mean, you're looking at a solid second and a half. Shoot, even 2 seconds here.
Well, Tom Bears is still in the pits. I guess he's mailing it in from here.
It's a possibility. Half second back behind that one of Derek Welsh is Albert Anderson, trying to maybe creep his way back up onto a podium spot here. Save a little bit of tires here and maybe make a late push as we're closing in on that number of laps here, fellas. About 25 laps left to go.
Well, we appreciate all of our viewers here at AAA Broadcasting. Thank you so much for all the thumbs ups that y'all have given us. We've got quite a few viewers out there here tonight, so thank y'all so much for watching us. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you like what you see out there. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Gaining subscribers every week. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are the reason why we do this, and we love our fans so much, so thank you very much for that.
Surprised they hadn't taken us off the algorithm. Some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth. I apologize. I don't want to get a shadow banned. I don't want the deep state, Illuminati, all them jokers coming after me. I don't need that. I'm just minding my own business, trying to have fun with a racing group of people.
Well, I don't know if it's too late to poll our people out there that are actually paying attention and watching here, but I'm wondering myself if we're going to have a green flag finish here. Are we going to use a green-white checker more than one? Are we going to, have the field frozen under caution here? It's looking more and more like we might have a straight-up green flag finish here, which would be pretty incredible.
It would be absolutely incredible, but also, I know we weren't able to show it here to these fans on Friday night, but it looked like they went green flag all the way as well.
All the way.
These drivers late in these seasons really starting to kind of find that groove, find their run, and able to make some stuff happen as Ferdiani comes on down for his final pit stop.
Well, Brown, how much of this is these guys have just raced around each other for a long time, and they kind of know how the other behaves? So, maybe just getting used to each other is making these guys more clean group, maybe?
It's definitely possible. You also, Charlotte, it's one of those, it's a free track, right? So especially when you first get onto iRacing, it's probably one of the first tracks that you run and you get to know it a lot, because a lot of these oval style of races end up going to Charlotte at some point. So you do a lot of laps here at Charlotte. So it's a track that you get pretty comfortable with. Not saying that the Xfinity car is something that you would get comfortable with, because I know even with all of our iRacing time, man, I don't feel all that comfortable still behind that car, but it's that comfort level, and I think that's what we're seeing here tonight. Just guys being comfortable with what they're given, and they're definitely making a good race of it, as the 18 of Chris Klein here starting to catch up to the 15 of Vince Short, trying to get a pass done.
Street stocks is my favorite thing to run here, because it almost runs like a super speedway, because the draft is in effect and everything.
Oh, then you'll like this. iRacing has opened up that rookie street stock class back up to everybody.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That is a fun
I love that.
class to race. They are fun here for sure.
Well, talking about questions and polling, Jessica Stubblefield has a question for you, Turner. She says, "Are pigeons real, or are they CIA spies? Are they drones of some kind that
Well,
are
it's
there to
just
monitor you?"
combination thereof, I would imagine. There's so many of them, they can blend into everything. You can't kill them because you can't just have a shotgun on the city street. So yeah, there's probably
Well,
some to that. They probably using them. They've been using pigeons since the dawn of time to spy and send messages. So they're definitely involved. Let's put it that way.
You know, all birds are members of the bourgeoisie, so
the what?
I don't know how to pronounce this, so shut up.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Well, I'm interested in this one. Where's Valiant? I'd like to get his take on that. See here.
He's
I've
in a
been waiting for
gulag,
him.
I think.
Been waiting for it. As soon as he mentioned where he was working, I think somebody took him away.
There's a giant button somewhere that says "Send to Gulag," and somebody was slapping as soon as he started typing. So
I thought we had some new fans and just been waiting for him.
just
Come
forget
back.
about him. He's not famous. They're not going to try to trade for him or anything. He's done.
Oh no, we only trade for basketball
Okay.
players.
All right, hold
Oh,
on.
Milner hit the wall.
Milner.
You started it. You
Oh,
started it. You hoser. Listen, Milner hit the wall. That big puff of smoke. That's pretty cool. My racing thing. Sorry. Trying to get a grip on myself. I'm starting to feel like I'm about to have an aneurysm.
Still a lot of good racing for position out there on the track, even though we are pretty spread out here. The last pit cycle complete. Some of these guys are not going to make it on fuel, I don't think. They're Brown guys that pitted. You think these guys that pitted lap 78, 79, they're going to make it on gas?
I think so. I don't think 40 was like a hard limit. I think they can probably because you gotta also remember when you start burning up those tires, you're lifting a little bit earlier, you're getting onto the throttle a little bit later, so you actually end up saving a little bit of fuel. Learned that from our good friend Mr. Klein, but yeah. So I don't think that's a hard cap limit. I think we're probably looking at an absolute max of probably 44, 45. But again, it all depends if you're racing against some people or, what's going on around you. Because, like right now, with one of Derek Welsh, even though there's really nobody for position directly around him, he's still got Albert Anderson lurking about a second back. He's been starting to eat that time back up and creep his way forward. And I know DW is probably going to try to keep some of this lap traffic between himself and that America's Driver 747 machine. As the 42 Kevin Winker squeezes his way around the 9 of Joe David. Kevin Winker, one of those guys that started in the pits here tonight.
Well, you hit the nail on the head with your strategy of the race.
Hard into the wall goes the 9.
Strategy of the race being where, as in WHERE.
Oh, contact there! Oh, the 13 goes up hard into the outside wall. The 9 just body checking him there, and that almost brought out that caution, but not quite yet, as the 8 of Brandon Coleman has got the 31 of Scott Milner riding all over his back bumper here.
The 9 did issue an apology on the radio there. Once again, though, we heard an apology. We did not hear a response. So,
what does that mean?
Some possible anger there, Turner. Maybe, just maybe.
Deductive reasoning. I like it.
I got a good joke for you about deductive reasoning. If you guys know Norm Macdonald, you know the joke.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to say it now.
I don't know. I mean, so much has gone
That's a lot of words.
in and out of this brain over the last however many years. I'm sure I've heard it.
Stubblefield thinking he's not going to make it. Comes on down into pit lane.
Oh, I knew it.
Strategy.
Splash and goes are going to start happening, boys.
Is he
I
going to throw
figured there'd
tires
be
on?
a few.
Let me see. What's he
Nah,
doing?
he's got a tire. There's no damn way.
Well, I'll watch him. I'm down here. Hashtag
Tell
Stub
us-
Nation.
Tell us what you see down there from Stubbs.
All right, he's pulling in the pits. He hits his mark. I don't see the tires. Well, right side. He's getting right side. That's it. Right side, left side. That looks like he's full stop here for Stubbs.
Wow. Okay.
Can help him.
Sure. He might be counting on a late caution here. In that case, he's going to be the best car out there with fresh rubber, full tank of fuel. He doesn't have to worry about fuel mileage and lifting and all that. It is a gamble, just like every other decision you make out here late in this race.
Yeah, but 9 laps left to go here with that 69. Larry Dixon, a little bit of a wall scrape there, coming from 15 a inch short, but Dickerson out in front by about 6 seconds, followed by David E. Brown, and then you got Derek Welsh. He's got a couple guys starting to sneak up back on him here. Albert Anderson and Zeth Hawley both about a second to half a second behind him here, and he's just hoping that this lap traffic that he's got right behind him holds him up just enough here in these final 8 laps that he can walk home on this podium.
I can't wait to see how this shakes out as we count down closer and closer to lap 120. We're going to have a heck of a shootout here to determine the winner.
Looks like Albert's still gaining, right, on Derek.
Yeah, he's definitely closing on in here. He's running, about that 1/10, almost 2/10 quicker. So I think Albert did a little bit of tire saving here for this late run, and this is he's now gonna have to try to take advantage of it. But he also has this 48 of Zeth Hawley coming up on him here. Man, this is a situation where the 747 might want to send a message to that 48 saying, "Hey, mate, let's just both get around these guys in front of us." Oh, as the 48 goes up into the outside wall, gets a pretty heavy contact there.
Well, that kind of rearranged that kind of deal, didn't it?
It did. So now no pressure for Albert. He can keep his focus out that front windshield for the time. As with 6 now laps left remaining, still has to figure out a way, because man, that lap traffic is just going to cause issues there for him with that Ada Branicola.
Dickerson's got such a huge lead out here, and he has the newest tires of anybody in the top, 6, 7 cars?
Yeah, right up to
If
5.
this thing stays green, dude, he's in another zip code.
Oh yeah, he's got a almost 10-second lead. I think David Brown had an issue where he almost snagged the outside wall there, so he ended up losing even more time. So almost 10-second lead there for the 69, as the 8 is gonna part the way here for Albert Anderson in that 747 with a few laps left to go.
Oh, crossover. Oh, didn't happen.
Well, that was gentlemanly of the number 8 in Coleman.
I think realizing the position that he was in here in this fight, as we round these laps on off, 4 laps to go now, as Albert tries to chase down that one machine here, but I think he might have overheated those tires a little bit, and the one of Derek Welsh starting to pull back away, so maybe the one was playing a little bit of a sandbagging game there.
Guess
Yeah,
we got
could've been.
another black flag. Paul Durkee in the 13.
Ooh.
Serving a black flag down there as he made his final pit stop.
Yeah. Before we get carried away here at the last few laps, I'm going to tell you something I did today. So I went to an estate sale, and they had the maps, every state in the union. They were on sale for like $quarter a piece, even though they were from the 60s, 70s, 80s. I bought them, all of them.
What are you going to do with
Well, GPS, there's going to go down, and I will have the maps that you people won't have. So, how about that, Zuckerberg?
So somehow they're going to take down satellites
Yeah.
in geosync orbit.
It could.
Okay.
It's a possibility. But I have the maps.
Sure.
So, you won't be able to call me because your cell phone will be down.
And I've got a photographic
That's not
memory.
the same thing.
Well, not to get over here. What if you have to head down here?
I can get over there.
You can. Oh, okay. Oh, fancy.
Larry Dickerson comes back across the line for the final lap of this race. So we will see this thing go from flag to flag here tonight. As the battle for third, it's for second and third. It's starting to heat up here as the 1 and that 26 go side by side down through turns 1 and 2. They're going to be drag racing here as they come down this long back straightaway here. Larry Dickerson does cross the line. He's about half a lap ahead of these guys.
Wow.
So good job, Larry, picking up the win as the 1 up on the outside gets the pass, moves on up into second, and that is going to do it here tonight. So Derek Welsh and David E. Brown figuring things out here in the last few laps. Albert Anderson just a little shy. Same thing with that 48 of Zeth Hawley as this race comes to a close here tonight.
What a finish here for the top three. Not only them, but looking at the top 10, we see some guys up here that aren't up here every week. Chris Klein, Justin Lawson. It's good to see those guys finish well out here. Man, nine cars remained on the lead lap as this thing closed out. David E. Brown, man, good job getting third there, bud.
You got 30 to even have the right number on his car. Well, Dickerson's just going to burn it down tonight.
Of course, why wouldn't he? I mean, just a couple months ago, he was a fan watching on the YouTube.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild?
Now he's sitting there in victory lane.
Did you hear him on the radio?
He was excited.
You never heard a driver more excited than that. He thought it sounded like the guy won the Daytona 500. So I'm over the moon for him. I'm happy that he picked up his win. He's had a couple close races here recently where it looked like it was within reach. Jessica Stubblefield saying, "Everyone have a great Christmas."
Yep.
We hadn't mentioned that yet as well. So thanks to all y'all watching, and hope all y'all have a Merry Christmas as well.
Yeah, we'll be off a few weeks. We got Christmas and New Year's here. So same to y'all out there. Have a safe one. Waiting for the podium finishers to get in the chat.
Yeah, that we do. Some
Glad this thing finished under green. It was
Yeah.
it was exciting to see these guys run, and I'm telling you, I don't know how much grip these guys felt out there at night compared to the daytime when they run races here. I'm sure
Had to be way
they felt
better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
What was the track temp here at the finish? 82 degrees. Oh, that's super friendly.
that definitely helps these guys get a good grip on things. And let's go ahead. We can get these interviews up underway here. Ooh, almost dragged the wrong person. We can talk to tonight's third place finisher. It's going to be that 26 of David E. Brown, bringing home a third place finish. I know a last lap pass there by Derek Welsh stole second away from you, David, but still a great race. Don't let Turner up here bully you around because your number on your car wasn't painted quite right. You know, you still had a fantastic race up there, had a good fight with Larry starting off, but then things just kind of started getting spread out on you, and you just kind of buckled in for the long ride.
Thanks. Yeah, sorry about the paint deal there, but that was a lot of fun. A lot of strategy going on there. Larry was awesome all night, and it was a lap up on me on the pit stop rounds, and then another couple laps up, and in the end I was on fumes, and I was floating the throttle all the way around the track for the last 15-20 laps, and finally just had to really give it up there to stay on the podium. So pleased with that. okay for Derek to come by me there. Other than that, I wouldn't have made it around the track. So I died on the pit lane there on the cool down.
That's always a factor when you come to a technical track like this, where tires and fuel are going to be in play, and you did it masterfully out there. So great job out there. We're going to have some time off here. We've got a couple weeks off. I think you guys are going back to Daytona on the 8th of January. Here we go. Back to the back to the big plate races. It's always a crapshoot. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm getting better at these super speedway races, but I'm still just get caught up in stuff. And hey, the break is good. I've been on a break here for the last few weeks of some family stuff and work stuff going on, and that seemed to work out for me. Came back in tonight and did well. So yeah, I'm good with another break, and then we'll come back at them in January.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to have some time off with family and all that stuff. I'm not going to give you a hard time about your number. You'll fix that next time.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I pushed the button.
Okay. That happens. But you did a great job. Awesome race. Nobody was going to catch Larry tonight. Doesn't look like, but you tried your damnedest. Great job getting the podium finished. You have anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, you guys do a great job in the booth and great job on the production, on the broadcast, and thank you, Derek, for putting on the whole show. And of course, got to thank my mama because I know she's out there watching. But see you in the new year, gentlemen.
And that you shall, Mr. 26, David E. Brown, bringing home third place here tonight, man. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we shall see you in the new year.
Merry Christmas.
As we move up this leaderboard, we'll talk to the hard charger of the day. That's going to be the number one, Mr. Bogus, Derek Welsh, bringing that car home tonight in second place, climbing up 17 spots. So, Derek, you had your work in front of you here tonight, and you got down to business, started passing people, and next thing you know, you're up here in second place.
Yeah, I wish I didn't screw up my qualifying. My first lap, I went around and knocked the crap out of the wall, and I just ruined my whole dang qualifying. So pretty much, I was in traffic entire race, trying to get through traffic, and time I got up there, those 3 or 4 cars and broke away, and I tried to short pit that last stint, gained a few more seconds on it, and then I got caught up in lap traffic, and there was no reeling them in, so I'm happy with a second, though.
Yeah, a margin of victory by, what do we say, 13 and a half seconds? I mean, that's a lot of track distance. We know you love these technical tracks, Derek, and you really let it shine out there today. Great job out there working your way up 17 positions to finish in second place. But here we go again with the plate tracks here in a couple of weeks when you guys go back racing after the New Year's break, Christmas and New Year's break. You guys are going to Daytona. Are you gonna change anything you do? Because you say you don't like plate track racing, but you always do really well at it. Are you just gonna work with your team and do the standard checklist of stuff? Hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to chase runs and stay in comms on the radio and that type of deal.
Yeah, pretty much. Me and Mark, we got 2 totally different strategies when it comes to super speedway racing. He likes to be in the back. I like to be in the front. I just have better luck in the front because some reason I can't avoid wrecks. I suck at avoiding wrecks, I guess, but that's my strategy going in every super speedway. Try to stay up front and just roll the dice.
Well, you rolled the dice tonight. It came out pretty good for you. Nobody was going to catch Larry, I don't think. It would have been tough for you if you were up front the whole time, too. But up 17 spots, that's awesome. Who would you like to give a thank you to?
None Thumbs Gaming. All the guys that gets up here and podium each week and says great things about the league. I'm very proud of this league. It's very, very, very hard work each week. Try to keep these leads going and keep the fields up, and we got a truck league coming up in January 31st. So if anybody out there want to jump in the truck lead, we got one coming up. We already got 20 plus trucks registered for it. Thanks to EP Paints, JPD Designs, all our sponsors, and that's it. And y'all for broadcasting, y'all do an excellent job.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for joining us here tonight. Up 17 spots, bringing home that second place finish for you here, Mr. Derek Welsh. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I know we'll see you tomorrow night at the road course at Daytona, but in regards to these Sunday night races, man, we'll see you in the new year.
All right, bro. I'll be drinking a lot of beer for that road course, I guarantee you.
Us too.
And so with that, we head on up to tonight's race winner, and there's absolutely no disputation about this one. The 69.
Grant. Oh, sorry. I was
Larry
getting real quiet.
You're good, man. You're good.
69, Larry Dickerson here with us, absolutely blowing this field away. Larry, I know you've been talking about the last couple of weeks here, just getting good podiums, getting good finishes, having some great races. And man, just a few months ago, you were a fan watching these guys, and now you're sitting up here on the top step of that podium. This one must feel fantastic.
Hey, you don't know how great this feels, man, to go from a couple months ago to watching y'all comment and just talking to y'all through the chat on the video feed to getting top threes. I thought were good enough, getting interviews, but man, to get a win is nothing. One of the greatest feelings you can have is winning a race.
Son, I know you got to feel good out there. You did one hell of a job out there managing your tires. All your strategy was on point. Y'all got a couple weeks off here. I hope you have a great Christmas and a great New Year. But it's a week after the New Year. Y'all are going to Daytona again, and pretty much tire strategy, all that stuff. You can crumble it up, throw it out the dadgum window, because plate racing is something completely different. Are you ready for that? And are you ready to go out there and get another win at a plate track?
I'm always up for a challenge. I do my best, but the way the strict plates are, just like you said, there's no tire strategy, and most of the time there's no fuel strategy because there's going to be a wreck towards the end. Everybody going for it, so it's just one of those tracks, just like Talladega and iRacing Super Speedway. It's a luck of the draw. Either you're gonna probably more likely come back with a trophy, or you're gonna come back with a steering wheel on the record. So it just see how it goes, brother. Well, on a virtual reality record in here, so. But I aim for a top 10 every race, but I've been getting, like I said, focusing on good finishes, and it's just been luck's been coming my way. And I told Dylan before the race, my teammate, I was like, man, the Michigan race this past week, I know y'all had a problem with the broadcast, and I got a second, and I wasn't able to do the interview, so I had to make up for it, and I think I made up for it.
Yeah, I mean, driving away from everybody tonight, that's what you did. Great job. I hope you have a great holidays. Get some practice in, for the next year, man. You're already starting to whip these guys. You got to get that practice going. You got anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank my wife, my in-laws. I think they were my good luck charm tonight because they surprised me. I didn't know they were coming down from Louisiana for the weekend. They just moved and came down to visit, and as soon as we qualified, they surprised me and popped in my front door. So that caught me off guard. So I appreciate them staying and watching, and glad they got to see it. I want to give a shout out to my teammate Dylan. I don't know where he finished. He got a top 10, so that's good. He had a good run. I know getting those extra bonus points for getting the pole really helps him out with the championship.
He finished 6th.
Yep, and I know he needed that. But bad thing is, Justin, who took the lead, he's not too far behind him, so he got a little bit of points on him. So shout out to my teammate Dylan. Shout out to all the sponsors of the league. I couldn't tell you all the sponsors. I still, even though all these interviews I'm getting, I still don't know all the sponsors. So, but shout out to the sponsors. I want to shout out to everybody who watches, man. Y'all, like I said, y'all are my top 2 in the view and to watch the replays. The way y'all do y'all's broadcasts is, like I said, second to none. And I'm starting to like y'all even more and more than last time I told you that other league I run. So y'all are jumping ahead of them for me.
Thank you, brother.
Well, hey, y'all, I know it's got to be hard work doing those broadcasts. I've done it one time as a special guest, and it wasn't easy. So you got to focus on so many things at one time. A shout out to my sponsors, LA Construction. Anybody who needs some housework on the East Coast, my brother-in-law, he runs that company. He's out of Roxboro, North Carolina, so anybody who needs housework, check him out. He's a good guy. He'll take care of you. Shout out to my design sponsor, JPD Designs. I think I run the scheme every week since he made it, and I love it. And I think it looks good on the track and really looks good in victory lane. And I want to give a shout out also to the sponsor that's really close. Again, Angelman Syndrome Foundation. Like I said, it's a form of autism. I got family members with autism, and so it hits close to home. And that form of autism, my friend's daughter's got, and she can't talk to you verbally or nothing. Everybody's got to do stuff for her, and she's gonna be like that her whole life. But she's a fighter. She's a wonderful person. So go check that out. And any form of autism, do what you can to help out. You'll be doing a cause a great responsibility. And I can't think of anything else.
Where in Louisiana are your in-laws from? I'm curious.
Hey sis, what part of Louisiana are y'all? Did y'all just move to again?
Down by Lafayette.
But down by Lafayette somewhere.
Oh, Lafayette. Okay.
You hear him in the background. That's my little nephews. I kind of
some Rebel fans down there.
Oh, yeah.
ULL, boy.
Hey, you tell them you say anything around them, they will copy you in a heartbeat. So I got to be careful when I say around them. I don't want to get them in trouble.
All right, baby. Y'all have a good Christmas.
Tell them, oh yeah, buddy, one more time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's giving me a high five, but I think they're getting ready to head out. But yeah, thanks for covering the race, y'all. Y'all do a great job, and I look forward to next race. And I can't wait to see y'all racing with y'all again, and maybe get to talk to y'all again. Y'all have a happy holidays, brother.
Awesome,
Yeah,
Larry.
you
You too, babe. We'll let you go.
All right, man.
It's a busy household down there with the Dickersons, but it's just even better when you can walk away a victor, and that is exactly what he does here tonight, bringing tonight's racing to a conclusion. And it's not often that we see, flag to flag racing here from Charlotte, because it can get pretty feisty down there, but these guys did a heck of a job down there tonight.
Yeah, great job out there racing from these guys. They kept it clean. I love a good clean race when strategy, kind of comes into some of it. But 9 cars on the lead lap here. Justin Lawson being the last of those. So he worked his way up from way back in 21st. So yeah, a lot of big movers out there. A lot of guys that were unlucky as well. So kind of a yin and yang out there on the track tonight.
Yeah, good race. I had a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing Daytona in the new year.
Indeed. So as we shut things down here tonight, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished up in this field tonight. With that 69 machine, Larry Dickerson picking up the race win by a good chunk of a margin there. So good job there from Larry, with the one of bogus Derek Welch picking up hard charger of the day and second place, up 17 spots. Great drive from him here tonight. Same thing with that 26 of David E. Brown. Tried as he might, just a little short on that fuel, and he was able to bring it home in third on that podium. 747 Albert Anderson had a fantastic race here tonight as well, up 8 spots, finishing in fourth. The 48 of Seth Hawley finishing right there where he started in 5th. 03 Dylan Bryant looked like he was going to be strong, but kind of shuffled back early. He's ended up here in 6th. Same thing with the 15 Vince Short, just having a little bit of a rough night trying to gain spots, but that's okay. Still a 7th place finish for him. The 18 Chris Klein as well, dropping back a couple spots there to finish in 8th. 19 Justin Lawson had a pretty good night though, up 12 to finish there in 9th with 00 Joe Bennett rounding out tonight's top 10.
Yeah, the 11 will be Kevin Winker in the 42. 8 of Brandon Coleman finishing in 12th. 13th will be Anthony Williams in the 4 machine. Old Stubbs in the 79 will finish 14th. 15th will be Joe David in the 9. Nathan Stanley in the 67 finishing in 16th place. 17th will be Michael Cole in the 726 machine. 18th will be Mark Collins. Old Mac will finish that 23 right there. Let's see. 31 of Scott Milner finishing in 19th place. And the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferniani, finishes in 20th. I said the Rebels. That's Ole Miss. The Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I was watching some old footage the other day, but yeah, that's the Raging Cajuns down there. Go ahead, bud.
Lafayette, Raging Cajuns. Duh. Everybody knows that.
Thank you.
21st.
Thank you for that.
Paul Durkee in the 13 machine. 22nd. Double nickel, Tom Bears. 23rd, 751, Michael Adamson. 24th, 051 of Kevin Hess. Looks like Kevin Haas. Kyle Hess, was he race control maybe tonight? Jason Kraft not gridding. Either way, it was a good night.
That it was. So finishing things up here from Charlotte. We thank you all for tuning in and watching, because you guys are the reason why we do this 100% of the time and have such a good time doing it. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live, because we got races going up here 5 times a week. So be sure to go and check that out. And if you like any of the stuff that comes on out of here, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so that way Mark Zuckerberg and all them people over there get notified that, hey, we need to share this with more and more people, even though they talk smack about us all day long, because, hey, more views means more views, and everything like that is good, and we would love to absolutely grow this community as well as some fantastic sponsors here, like tonight's race sponsor of Plus EV Racing, fantastic race team over here in the NTRL. So thank you guys for sponsoring this race here tonight. Big thank you to Trek Bar Media as well on board here. Some fantastic real life as well as sim life photography and video, so be sure to go check them out. JP Designs and 3D Prints. Some good paint schemes, got some good 3D prints, got some good button boxes, so be sure to reach on out to him here, as well as AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins, throwing caution flags, not that they had to do that here tonight, to do wave rounds, black flags, anything like that, all at the reach of your fingertips. So be sure to go check out AdminBoxx here today, as well as a big thank you to Davidson Builders, the didn't get to really use them, but the Action Replay sponsor. Big thank you to SimGearCentral.com. Some fantastic button boxes being made by them with all the flips, dials, flips, switches, knobs, turny bits, whatever have you. For whatever sim experience that you would like, be sure to reach out for them for your next button box and use... well, not really a code, but just let them know that AAA and NTRL sent you on over there and get 10% off your next order, as well as TrekDogsRacing.com. Fantastic merchandise over there by the proud merchandise supplier of the NTRL over at TrekDogsRacing.com, as well as big thank you to the Numb Thumbs Gaming Trucking community for jumping on board here as well. Looking forward, tomorrow night we got road course racing here, but it's at a road course that's got a pretty big track to it on the outside of it. That's gonna be Daytona Super Speedway, but the road course in these next gen cars, so that's gonna be an interesting one to watch. Who's gonna be on top of their game and who might struggle bus it a little bit? Well, we just got to wait till tomorrow to find out. So until tomorrow, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.